You think everyone asking for free stuff is polite? Think again. Welcome to Reddit Echoes, where we bring you true stories straight from Reddit, and where unreasonable, greedy, and shameless people reign, like they're living in their own alternate universe. In today's video, you'll hear legendary tales of asking that feel more like demanding so outrageous they'll make you want to scream. Now that's a real choosing beggar, from someone who got a free portrait and demanded the artist make her look like a K-pop idol to someone who asked for a discounted desk, then demanded free delivery, and threw in a request for a free chair too. You'll see what happens when kindness gets taken for granted and drama takes the stage. Story 1. The church cut my Christmas money. So I thought about telling the pastor's wife. Everything I never thought I'd become the villain in someone else's story. But maybe today's the day. I'm a single mom of 4 living in a modest neighborhood. I go to church almost every week. Not because I'm wildly religious or anything, but because honestly, the church helped me survive Christmas. Every year they hand out financial support to struggling families during the holidays, and I've always been on that list. Last year, $1,000. The year before, also $1,000. This year, $200. $200. For a mom with 4 kids, sky-high electricity bills, milk prices through the roof, and me recently out of my part-time job. I was stunned. No joke. I actually cried right there when I opened the envelope. And then, I realized why. The pastor doesn't visit me in the evenings anymore. I know how that sounds. I do. But I'm not lying. For years I was cooperative. I'm a single mom and he knew that. We had an unspoken agreement. Nothing explicit, nothing official, just a quiet understanding. He'd stop by, bring some prayers, and occasionally a gift or two. I'd make tea, open the door, and pretend like it was all just part of church life. I never crossed any hard lines, but I didn't say no either. Then I started dating someone. A good man, not rich, but kind. And suddenly, I started saying no to those evening visits. Soon after that, my church assistance dropped from $1,000 to $200. And I got angry. I'm not saying I deserved money just for staying quiet. But if they could help me the last few years, why cut me off now just because I have a boyfriend? Because I'm no longer as easy to control, I wrote an email. Short. Direct. Hi, Pastor, I know your wife, and I know she's never heard about your Tuesday night visits to single mothers. I think $800 is a fair amount to keep things quiet. I didn't send it. I hesitated. Part of me thought, what am I doing? This is a church. This is supposed to be faith. But another part, the part that once bartered dignity for survival, whispered, he owes you. You might call me a blackmailer. Maybe you're right. But when you've got 4 kids, unpaid bills, and a church that only helps when you're useful to them, you start seeing things differently. I'm not a bad person. I'm just tired. Tired of a system that parades as kindness, but operates like a backroom transaction. In the end, I deleted the email. I didn't send it. I thought about his wife. She's always been kind to me. And if she ever found out, it would break her. And I couldn't be the one to do that. Not just for a few $100. But you know what? I stopped going to that church. I told my boyfriend. I told my kids. And we had a simple, quiet Christmas. No fake smiles. No silent trades. No bowed heads in exchange for money wrapped in judgment. I might never get help from that system again. But I also no longer feel like a product on someone's emotional clearance rack. And to me, that's the best gift I could have given myself. Story 2. She asked for gas money, then wanted me to fill her tank with my card. It had been a long day. I was finally heading home after a cross-state road trip with my loyal dog riding shotgun. We'd driven hundreds of miles. I was exhausted, and my car, much like me, needed to be refueled. All I wanted was a decent meal and a night's sleep that didn't come with a drive-through receipt. I pulled into a roadside gas station, one of the first after crossing the state line. It was busy, full of travelers and truckers. I had just finished fueling up when a massive Ford F-350, the kind of truck that looks like it could tow a mountain, pulled up beside me. Out stepped a young woman. Hair perfectly curled, nails bright red and freshly done, like she'd just walked out of a nail salon, not like someone in distress. She smiled politely and said, "I forgot my wallet at home. My truck's nearly out of gas. Can you help me out a bit? I'm not heartless." In fact, I'd just paid for lunch in cash and had about $4.80 in change left in my pocket. Not much, but enough to buy a gallon or two, enough to get her to the next stop, or at least call someone for help. I pulled the crumpled bills and coins from my pocket and held them out. "This is all I've got in cash. Hope it helps a little." She stared at the money in my hand like I had offered her a moldy sandwich. Then, with the most baffled expression, she frowned and said, "This isn't enough to fill my truck. Could you just swipe your card and fill it up?" I blinked, literally froze for 3 seconds. I wasn't sure what shocked me more, the sheer boldness of the request, or how casually she treated me like some kind of mobile ATM for strangers. I replied as calmly as I could, "Sorry, but that's all I've got on me." Instead of a polite thanks anyway, or even a begrudging okay, she just stood there blank-faced like a malfunctioning chatbot and said, "You could just use your credit card. It doesn't have to be cash." I had to glance around to make sure I wasn't being pranked. Maybe there was a hidden camera crew filming a segment called "How Entitled Can You Get?" I didn't respond. I just stared at her, walked around to my door, got in the car, and locked it behind me. I don't get fooled easily. And I have a very reliable nonsense detector, in this case my dog, who was now growling and pressing his paws against the window like he was ready to defend the car from a home invasion. She wasn't done. She walked up and tapped on my window. I don't know what she was about to say, but my dog let out a thunderous growl that rattled the glass. His nails scraped against the window like something out of a horror movie. She flinched and took a big step back. I quietly turned on the engine and drove away without another word. The look she gave me as I pulled out like I had just personally ruined her life made me laugh out loud in the car. Was she truly in need, maybe? Or maybe she just did this all the time, hanging around gas stations, fishing for sympathy in a free tank like it was a side hustle. But here's what I know. If she really needed help, she would have thanked me for the $5. If she were truly desperate, she wouldn't have acted like I owed her a full tank just because I happened to have more gas than she did. I'm not sharing this to say, look how smart I was. I'm sharing it to remind you, helping people is good. But helping people doesn't mean letting them walk all over you or treat you like a wallet with legs. Story 3. She asked for free baby clothes, then complained. They weren't Ralph Lauren. I don't know how other people feel about this, but to me, giving away free baby clothes is a pretty wholesome thing. I mean, newborns don't exactly care if they're wearing Zara or Ralph Lauren, right? But then I met her. Let's call her Lynn, my best friend's cousin. Far enough that I owed her zero emotional responsibility, but close enough to get pulled into her orbit of chaos. It all started while I was decluttering my home. I found 2 large bags of like-new baby clothes, soft cotton onesies, handmade knit caps, cozy blankets, and the star of the show, a ridiculously adorable fox-shaped sleeping sack that my niece outgrew before she ever got to wear it. I took a few photos and posted them to Facebook. Cleaning out the closet, I've got some gently used baby items up for grabs. Totally free. Just want them to go to someone who truly needs them. Not for resale. Almost instantly, Lynn messaged me with a warm and generous opening line. "I saw your post. Can you ship them to me? I'm about to give birth and really busy." My eyebrows went up. I had written, "If you need them, message me," not, "If you want them. Place your order like I'm your personal delivery person." Still, she was pregnant. I gave her the benefit of the doubt. I asked for her address and said, "Sure, I can send it through express shipping. The fee is around $30K VND 120. Just send that over and I'll ship them today. Silence. Then 5 minutes later. Wait. You're not covering the shipping. I thought if the clothes were free, the shipping should be too. I took a deep breath. It's quite a heavy package, so I can't cover shipping for everyone. If you send over the fee, I'll get it sent right away. She left me on red. 1 hour later, she transferred exactly $30K. Cool. I shipped the box. And then, the nightmare began. 2 days later, I got a message. Hey, I looked through the clothes. Honestly, they're not really my style. Excuse me, what I replied. Not your style. She wrote back. Yeah, they look kinda cheap. That sleeping sack is okay, I guess. But the rest looks like market stuff. No brand names. I laughed out loud, but I still responded. Those were my niece's clothes. Hand-washed and carefully folded. I figured if someone truly needed them, they'd appreciate the effort. Her reply came instantly. I do need them. I just assumed there'd be at least a few pieces from Ralph Lauren Carter's or Uniqlo. I couldn't believe what I was reading. She got a full package of baby clothes for free and was now reviewing them like she'd spent a fortune. I ended it with one cold but polite line. I think you'd be better off looking for brands that match your expectations. Wishing you and your baby good health. She left me on red again. I figured that was the end of it. Until a week later, I saw her Facebook post. Disappointed when someone pretends to be generous but gives away raggedy clothes with no labels. Don't pat yourself on the back for charity when it's just clearing your trash. Attached were photos of the clothes I gave her taken from the worst angles possible, zooming in on a milk stain which could be washed off easily and deliberately making everything look worse. I wanted to smash my phone, but instead, I chose the higher ground, the petty, classy higher ground. I reposted my original giveaway post, same photos, same caption, and added reminder. If you're looking for Ralph Lauren, please visit their store. I offer clean, gently used baby clothes, not luxury fashion. Also, I don't ship bad attitudes for free. The post got shared around. A few of her friends defended her, but most people called her out for being entitled. Then something unexpected happened. I got a message from someone I didn't know, her boyfriend. He said, "Hey, I saw your post. I just want to apologize. I'm honestly embarrassed on her behalf." I didn't reply. I didn't need an apology. What I needed, what we all need, is for people like Lynn to understand this. Kindness is not a transaction. You don't get to act like a VIP while begging for handouts. If you can't appreciate generosity, you don't deserve it. Story 4. My cousin wanted me to shoot her entire wedding for free, plus buffet. As a semi-professional photographer, I have one unshakable rule. Family gets a discount, not a free ride. I've been doing photography for over 5 years now. I don't have a full-fledged studio yet, but I've got the gear, the clients, and a portfolio I'm proud of. I don't charge outrageous prices, but I also don't shoot just for exposure or a pat on the back. So one lovely afternoon, my cousin Trang slid into my messages with an enthusiastic, "Hey, I'm getting married at the end of the month. I know you take great photos, and I'd love for you to shoot my wedding." I was happy. Thought she wanted to book me. So I replied, "Awesome. Are you looking for a pre-wedding shoot, the ceremony coverage, or the full package?" That's when the train started derailing. She responded, "Oh, the full thing. Outdoor pre-wedding shoot, engagement ceremony, wedding day. But your family, so I figured you wouldn't charge me right. I'll invite you to the buffet at the wedding anyway." I nearly choked on my tea when I read invite to the buffet. You mean the same buffet served to 400 other guests where if I said yes, would be eating while running around, sweating through my shirt, holding 10 pounds of gear on my feet for over 10 hours, then editing 1,000 plus photos over the next week. For a cold plate of shrimp and soggy spring rolls, I stayed calm. Trang, I love you, but work is work. I can give you a 50% family discount. That's 5 million VND for the full package. Way cheaper than hiring someone else. She left me on red. Then came the meltdown. Wow. I'm honestly disappointed. I thought you cared about me. I'm only getting married once and you're nickel and diming me. Fine, I'll just hire someone else. At least I won't owe them anything. Oh, excellent. The very next day, my mom called. Guess why? Why did you upset Trang? It's just a few photos. She's family. Shouldn't we help each other during big life events? A few photos. She meant 3 separate shoots, 2,000 raw files a week of editing, and an unpaid shift that would make an Amazon warehouse blush. A few days later, Trang posted on Facebook looking for a kind, enthusiastic wedding photographer. Someone who doesn't commercialize family bonds. I didn't comment. But my best friend couldn't help herself. Wait. Didn't you already have a family member offering you a good deal and you didn't appreciate it? Cue the nuclear fallout? Trang unfriended both of us. After the wedding, no thank you cards. No one in the family brought it up again. But word got around she ended up hiring a design student for 1.5 million VND. And what did she get? Over 200 overexposed photos, half of them blurry. And in the final image set, the photographer accidentally tagged the groom as An Hoang. Her husband's name is An Hung. Part of me felt bad. Part of me relieved. Because here's the thing, working for free sucks. But working for free for someone who doesn't respect you, that's worse. Lesson learned. If you're good at something, never do it for free for people who act like it's your obligation. The people who truly care about you will support your work, not expect a handout disguised as a buffet plate. Story 5. I tried to sell my old laptop and ended up dealing with a professional guilt tripper. I used to think selling secondhand stuff on Facebook Marketplace was the easiest way to clear out space and make a bit of extra cash. But after this experience, I seriously considered just burning my things instead. A few months ago, I posted a listing for my old laptop. A Dell Inspiron 3 years old still worked fine. The battery wasn't great, but the performance was solid, clean screen, 8GB RAM, 256GB SSD. I listed it for 3 million VND, $120, a very reasonable price for anyone familiar with used tech. The post clearly said, used Dell laptop, good for online learning, word browsing. Not suitable for heavy gaming. Clean, works well. Price 3 million. No bargaining. DM only if seriously interested. Not 5 minutes later, I got a message from someone whose name was M1989. Yeah, I should have known. But hey, I kept an open mind. The first question, does the laptop come with a carrying case? I replied. Nope, just the laptop and charger. Then, how long does the battery last? Around 2 hours with light use. Still works fine if plugged in. Okay, seemed like a normal buyer so far. And then boom. Can you let me have it for 1.5 million? I'm a poor student. I really need it for online classes. Oh, here we go. I've seen this move before. They start polite, then suddenly I'm the reluctant star of a made-for-TV charity drama. I replied, still polite, I understand your situation, but the price is already the lowest I can go. The laptop works well, and I need the money to buy work supplies. Within 10 seconds, this came in. Why don't you have a kind heart? You look like someone with money. Can't you help us just this once? I promise I'll study really hard. At this point, I was mid-bite in a sandwich and almost choked. Someone with money, buddy. I'm out here calculating how many packs of instant noodles I can survive on after my next gas refill. Still trying to be decent, I said, I hope you understand this is a sale, not a donation. Maybe try asking around if anyone's giving away a free device. You'd think that would be the end, right? Nope. They sent a photo. A picture of a little girl, maybe 6 years old, in a school uniform standing next to a desk, holding up a handwritten note that read, I need a laptop to study. I didn't know whether to laugh or call the cybercrime division. Then came the kicker. This is my little sister. Look at her. Can you sleep at night knowing you turned away a child like that? I was floored. The emotional manipulation was so intense, Netflix should have optioned the script. I responded one last time. You might want to consider applying for a scholarship instead of auditioning for a Facebook soap opera. And then I blocked them. A week later, I sold the laptop to a second-year IT student. He brought cash, tested the machine quickly, and thanked me like I had just handed him the Infinity Gauntlet. I even gave him a $200K discount because he was respectful, genuine, and actually grateful. The takeaway: if you can't afford something, that's okay. But don't expect strangers to become saints just because you slapped a halo on your head. Sellers don't owe you anything, especially not when your version of asking nicely is just emotional blackmail wrapped in guilt confetti. Story 6. I baked free cupcakes for charity and got criticized because they weren't fancy enough. I bake because I love it. And I've always believed that if you have a skill, it's a good thing to use it now and then to help others. That was until I met Lee. Not Tears Lee, as in Miss Lee, the woman behind a supposedly noble charity event for orphans. It sounded heartwarming, but underneath that warm, fuzzy exterior, she's the reason I now hesitate every time someone asks for free baked goods. It started when I posted a few photos of cupcakes on my personal Facebook. Vibrant little vanilla chocolate and matcha cupcakes with simple, cute toppings, smiley faces, hearts, pastel colors. A comment popped up. "Hi sis, your cupcakes are adorable. I'm organizing a charity birthday event for orphaned kids. Could you possibly donate some?" It seemed like a sweet, genuine request. So I messaged her privately. Turns out her name was Lee, and her group was planning a birthday celebration for about 40 children at a local orphanage. She asked if I could donate cupcakes for all the kids. I agreed immediately. I asked her, any specific requests, toppings, flavors, allergies. Her response was, "Oh no, anything is fine, just something cute and fun that the kids will enjoy." Perfect. That evening, I spent over 4 hours baking 40 custom cupcakes, each one decorated differently. Smiley faces, hearts, flowers, little happy messages, and frosting. I even packed each one in a little box with a ribbon on top. Total cost in ingredients, about 600,000 VND, $25. Total effort, worth it. I was picturing the kids' smiles and thinking, this is why I bake. I told Lee to come by my house to pick them up. And that's when things turned weird. She peeked into the boxes, gave a half smile, and said, "Oh, I thought they'd have Elsa or Spider-Man on them, like fondant-style cartoon themed, you know." I blinked. You said no special requests, so I went with cute cupcakes, smiley faces, hearts, flowers, that kind of thing. She laughed awkwardly. Right? I guess I just thought the kids would like cartoon characters. Also, the cupcakes are kind of small. I expected a big cake too, you know, centerpiece material. I bit my tongue. She had never mentioned fondant, never mentioned a big cake, never said anything about Elsa. But then she pulled out her phone and without warning started a Facebook live stream. "Hi everyone, this is our wonderful baker who kindly donated to our cause. The cupcakes are simple, but hopefully the kids will enjoy them." I stood there with frosting on my fingers frozen like the buttercream in my fridge. Look, I wasn't asking for praise. But that backhanded, "they're okay, I guess" tone, that was a slap in the face. A few days later, I saw photos from the event. My cupcakes were shoved off to the side of the table while a big 3-tier Elsa cake dominated the center, clearly bought elsewhere. I wasn't bitter until I saw this comment. The cupcakes on the right look so basic. Who made those zero decor cents? And guess who replied, "Yep, just a lady who volunteered." I didn't feel comfortable asking her to do more. Didn't feel comfortable, or didn't feel grateful. I commented directly, "Hi, I'm the one who made and donated all 40 cupcakes for free. I put time, care, and my own money into them. I didn't expect praise, but I did expect respect." No one replied. But later, I got 4 private messages from people who were at the event, thanking me for the cupcakes, saying they were delicious and adorable. And that was all I needed. I'm not upset about not being praised. I'm just sad that a good deed done with care can be treated like it wasn't good enough. Charity doesn't mean entitlement. Receiving help doesn't give you the right to judge the person helping you. I still bake for free. But now I choose who deserves the gift, not people who accept it with one hand and use the other to smear your name with icing. Story 7. I let him crash at my place for a few days, and he thought I was a free hotel with room service. I've always considered myself a kind person. But after this experience, I realized being kind without boundaries is basically an open-door invitation for a living nightmare. It all started when an old college friend, let's call him Hung, messaged me out of the blue after 2 years of zero contact. "Yo, bro, I'm coming to the city for a job interview. Can I crash at your place for a few days? 3 days? Max, I swear." I figured, why not? I was renting an apartment with a spare room and we used to split ramen packets in college. Helping him for a couple days didn't seem like a big deal. I said yes. Mistake number 1. On day 1, he showed up with a suitcase big enough for international study. I joked, "Dude, are you here for an interview or moving in?" He laughed, "Ha ha, just packing extra. It's only 3 days, bro." Right. But that same night, the guest mode got wild. Instead of prepping for his interview, Hung sat on my couch binge-watching Netflix volume cranked like it was a cinema. I asked, "Hey, don't you have an interview at 9 a.m. tomorrow?" "Yeah, but I'm used to staying up late. I'll be fine." "You go ahead and sleep." Sleep. Not with his ha-ha-ha echoing through the walls at 1 a.m. Next morning, I assumed he'd head out. Nope. Interview got pushed. HR's busy. I'll just chill here. "Got any instant noodles, bro?" I sighed. Whatever. I had a few extra packets and some canned sardines. No big deal. I left for work. Left a spare key. Came back that evening to a house smelling like fermented shrimp paste, snack wrappers everywhere, and a fridge that looked like it had been looted. Yo, I grabbed a little food. Also, "Do you have more bottled water?" More. He drank 6 bottles in 1 day. I started getting annoyed, but I still held it in thinking he'll be gone by tomorrow. Except, surprise. Day 3. The definitely last day, he said, "Hey, the company postponed again. I also applied to a few other places. Mind if I stay a couple more days?" My patience cracked. "You planning on finding another spot? I've got family coming up soon." His response. "What, I thought you lived alone. Am I bothering you or something?" Yes. Yes. Hung. "You are absolutely bothering me. Just because I live alone doesn't mean I run a 24/7 unlimited stay guest house with free food, endless Netflix, and no checkout policy." I finally laid it out. "Yeah, I live alone, but I'm not running a stay for free and eat everything hostel. You can stay 1 more night, but please find somewhere else after that." He packed like I'd kicked him into the snowstorm. Fine, I get it. No need to be rude. I thought friends helped each other. Friends help each other. They don't mooch like Airbnb squatters with no booking and no shame. Later that night, he posted the most melodramatic Instagram story ever. People are only nice to you when it's convenient. But when you need them, they disappear. I swear I was this close to printing that post and framing it in my bathroom as a motivational poster. Because nothing wakes you up like passive-aggressive guilt from a grown man-child. What did I learn? Helping people is fine, but always set a limit. If you don't, they'll assume you're a full-service charity with free meals, maid service, and emotional support included. Ever let someone crash with you and regretted it for the next month? Welcome to the Unpaid Host Club. Story 8. I gave away free clothes and got yelled at for not shipping it to their door and for not being fancy enough. I used to be super active in those free stuff Facebook groups, you know, the ones where people give away things they no longer need instead of tossing them. It felt good, less waste, more kindness. That is, until this one incident made me retire early from being a part-time charity. I was cleaning out my closet and found a faux leather jacket, a little worn, but still stylish and in great condition. I posted in a local group with a simple caption, "Free jacket, size L faux leather PU still in good condition. DM if you need it. Pick up in Tan Bin District." Within 10 minutes, a woman messaged me. Her Facebook name, Mom of Bong. Needs help. All right, sounds genuine. Her message, "Sis, can I please have the jacket? I work night shifts and it gets so cold. I'd really appreciate it." Aw. My heart softened a bit. Seemed real. Seemed earnest. I replied, "Sure, can you swing by tomorrow afternoon to pick it up?" And then, the curveball. "Sis, can you ship it to me? I'm busy working and don't have transportation. I live in Tuduk. Tuduk. That's like 20 kilometers away. And I'm giving away free stuff, not running a personal charity delivery service." I replied politely, "Sorry, love, I can't ship. If you can make it here to pick it up, it's yours." That's when she switched from sweet to spicy in record time. "Wow, sis, I'm already asking nicely and you won't help. You think everyone has it as easy as you. Some of us actually struggle, you know." "Oh, really? I'm giving away my jacket for free, and now I'm being scolded because I won't deliver it like some kind of emotional DoorDash. I kept my cool, I don't have it easy either. I'm just offering a used jacket, not a delivery service. If you can't come, I'll pass it to someone else." Her final message. "Well, I don't even want it now. I thought it was real leather. I'm not into cheap market stuff." Ah. From "Please, I need it to EW, it's not Gucci in under 5 minutes." I didn't respond. Instead, I screenshot the entire chat, no names of course, and posted it back in the group with a caption that basically said, "Reminder free, Ed Dries, submissive. Please don't treat kind gestures like customer service at a luxury store." And boy, the comments rolled in like thunder. "Did she think you were a charity courier? Entitled much. People out here acting like they're shopping at Zara when they're not even paying." A few days later, I got a message from a college student who saw my post. "Hi, sis. I saw your post. I really need a jacket too. I'm nearby and can come by to pick it up if it's still available." She came exactly on time. Polite Sweet even brought me a small bag of cookies as a thank you. I was so touched that I gave her a few other unused items I had planned to toss. That's how giving should feel. Not draining, not guilt-tripped, not entitled. What did I learn? Helping others is great. But helping people who don't appreciate it, that's the real mistake. Some people ask for free stuff like they're shopping for designer goods, and if you don't serve them just right, they'll rate you 1 star with their attitude. So now I still give. But only to those who know how to say thank you, and definitely not to those who expect free items and free shipping with a side of fake gratitude. Story 9. I drew a free portrait and got told to make me look like a Korean hot girl. I'm a part-time illustrator. I freelance commissions, small design gigs, book covers, avatars. Basically, if it earns me money, I'll do it. But I also have this little hobby. Once or twice a month, I draw a free digital portrait for a stranger. It's my way of giving art back to the world. One day I posted on Instagram, giving away 2 free hand-drawn digital portraits. Drop a selfie and tell me why you'd like one. I'll choose randomly. Sounds simple, right? Yeah. Until you meet someone like Trang, or as I now refer to her, the main character in her own badly written drama series. Trang commented with a selfie side angle, heavy dog filter, and lips so plumped they looked like she just walked out of a filler appointment. Her reason: "I want a portrait to celebrate turning 21. I love your art style so much. I really hope you choose me." She got picked randomly. I DM'd her. "Do you have a clearer photo? Also, is there a pose or vibe you'd like?" She sent me exactly 1 picture, blurry pink-tinted and wind-blown like she took it during a typhoon. I asked politely, "Would you mind sending a normal photo? The filter distorts your face and the lighting's unclear. I don't want to draw it wrong." Her response: "No worries, just use this one. I trust you, I'm sure it'll turn out beautiful." All right then. I spent 3 hours on that portrait capturing hair strands, subtle lighting on her cheekbones, refining shadows. I gave it a soft Instagram-style glow-up while keeping it true to her face. I sent her the PNG file and a preview. 10 seconds later, why does my face look kinda square? I swear I have a V-line jaw. My eyes look small, and my lips are sexier than that. No hold-up V-line. The picture she sent was filtered to the point that even AI wouldn't recognize her face structure, and now she wants me to draw her like a K-pop debut. I replied, still calm. I based the portrait on the photo you gave me. If you want to change your whole facial structure, that's more like drawing someone else. Trang wasted zero time. Just draw me at my best, right? This drawing honestly makes me feel insecure. Ah yes, because free art that doesn't match a fantasy filter is a self-esteem killer now. Then she added, "Can you redo it, please? Make my face, V-line eyes, bigger nose, sharper lips fuller, and skin pale and pink like Hani from Exid." I froze. This went from portrait drawing to cosmetic surgery simulation. I politely declined. Sorry, I can make small tweaks, but changing your entire face isn't something I do unless it's a paid commission. You'd think she'd let it go, but no. She posted an Instagram story captioned, "Oh so vaguely, some people give you free stuff, but act like they're doing you a massive favor. Can't believe an artist would draw me looking so, ugh." Of course she included the portrait I drew, screenshot, blurred out my name, but tagged me in the image. A friend of mine sent me the link. I wasn't angry, just done. So I posted my own story, free portrait. Blurry filtered pic submitted. Didn't look like a K-pop idol, got complaints. Reminder, I'm an artist, not a beauty filter app. Portrait below is my own work. No longer accepting free requests. That story got shared by other artists. One even DM'd me, "Wait, I drew for Trang too." She asked for 5 edits, then blocked me when I refused. Oh, so it's a pattern. After that, I made a new rule: I'll never draw for free again unless the person is respectful. You can be broke, but don't be broke in manners. If you're asking for free art and still acting like a paying client demanding photorealistic perfection, just remember, you asked, I offered. That doesn't make me your personal fantasy generator. Story 10. I was selling a cheap desk and the buyer asked me to assemble it and give her the chair for free. I honestly don't know which corner of the multiverse produces people like this, but if there were a Nobel Prize for entitlement, shamelessness, and audacity, this woman would be top contender. So I was moving houses. While packing, I found this AITA desk I'd used for 2 years, still sturdy, just a few surface scratches. I listed it on Facebook Marketplace. IKEA work desk, 250K VND, already disassembled for easy transport. Buyer must pick up. Real photos attached. Now for context, I originally bought the desk for around 1.5 million VND, $60. Selling it at 250K was basically a giveaway. I even disassembled it neatly to make it easier for whoever bought it. Within an hour, I got a message from someone I'll call Mai the Martyr. "Hi sis, is the desk still available? I'm a poor student, just moved to Saigon. I don't even have a study table. 250K is too much. Could you sell it to me for 100K? Okay?" My soft heart kicked in. I've been a broke student too, I get it. So I replied, "All right, I'll let it go for 100K. Please pick it up soon though, I'm moving this weekend." Guess what happened next? Mai replied an hour later, "Sis, I don't have a vehicle. Can you deliver it for me? I'm in Govap. I live in Bin Than. Not super far, but with a 1.2 meter long desk already dismantled. There's zero reason I should hire a truck for a discount sale I'm already losing money on." So I politely declined. "Sorry, I don't have a vehicle either. Maybe check with friends or book a delivery service." And then she dropped this bomb. "Wait then, why did you even bother taking the desk apart if you won't help deliver it? I already asked for a discount now. I have to pick it up and assemble it. Why is this so hard?" I laughed silently while staring at the screen. Then I responded bluntly, You're buying a desk, I gave you a discount because you said you were struggling, but I'm not a delivery driver or an AITA technician. And just when I thought the saga was over, nope. Mai texted again. Okay then, if you won't deliver. Can I have the chair too? I saw it in the photo. Excuse me, what? The chair, I still use my everyday work chair, which wasn't even for sale. I asked the chair next to the computer setup. She responded dead serious. Yeah, can you just give it to me too? It looks old anyway. I really need it. Let me be very clear. Old abandoned. I stopped replying. Instead, I updated the original post with a new caption, update desk still available. No delivery, no free chair, no buy one, beg for one deal. DM only if you're reasonable and have a functioning brain. 10 minutes later, a guy came to pick up the desk, handed me the full $250K, and left no haggling, no chair grabbing, no sob stories about being a student. And that's when I realized, truly kind people never need to scream about how poor they are just to manipulate you. Only choosing beggars act like you owe them something while they're getting a deal. Let's get this straight. If you're already buying something cheap and you're still demanding more, you don't lack money. You lack basic decency. Moral of the story, don't confuse kindness with weakness. Discounts don't mean sellers should discount their dignity. And next time you see a listing that says, pick up only, don't you dare ask, can you ship it, assemble it, and throw in the chair too? No. No sis. No chair for you. And that wraps up today's collection of generosity gone wrong tales from the bizarre universe of Choosing Beggars. If you've ever met someone who asked for free stuff but demanded home delivery, got a free portrait but complained it wasn't pretty enough, or bought something cheap and still tried to score bonus freebies, then trust me, you're not alone, and Reddit is always here to welcome more stories just like these. Don't forget to like the video if you felt that sweet sense of justice. Comment below with your own Choosing Beggar experiences and subscribe so you don't miss the next episode of True Reddit Stories, where the stories are real, the emotions are raw, and the drama never ends.